SPY creeping back up here. Again, decent day. I mean, it's up almost 0.6%, but it's been very, very flat here now for the past hour. And Q's it's about the same way. The Russell 2000 is still drifting down. I'm still in core weave, which is going against me, but I'm going to hold on to it for a bit. We're in Intel short, starting pulled right up to the VWAP, rolling back over again now. So we'll see where that goes. Rocket Labs pulled back a lot today, but right to the 15 and bouncing off of it, which is what I wanted to see if it would do that. So we'll just kind of watch for the time being. I'm not taking anything else right now. If I look at CAG as a potential long here for an $18 call for a nickel, but it's really not doing much of anything. Market is really pretty flat here right now. Again, I got out of UUU this morning. UUUU, the 4 U's. I got out of that one this morning for 254. After I get in Friday for 204. So that was a decent gain, and it's pulled back really hard since then. So that was a good exit. That's a SPY. Again, over here on a SPY super system trade, you can see the momentum is still it's drifting down on the SPY. It's not terrible. Market internals, by the way, just chopping back and forth, back and forth. They were down from about 11 to about 11:20. Now they've moved up just a bit, but they're just chopping all over the place. So no, really not any direction of the market that you can trade off of right now. All right, see if we have any questions. I think we answered them all so far. Again, I did put a link to the, in the chat box, I put a link to the video on the UMCAT trade, the out-of-the-money catalyst trades. I took one this morning in Barrick, and I had to take a loss of 3 cents on it, so not much of a loss. It was moved up beautifully this morning on good volume, but no continuation. And a core weave too, which I'm still in, but it's pulled to get back against me pretty hard. But again, this thing is very, very volatile. There's Tesla all over the lot here this morning. Come down pretty hard. Tried to pull up, come back down again. Still sitting right on the VWAP. Volume weighted average price. Very critical line right there. Mike, you've decided to wait for a pullback in ZM. Of course, this one didn't dip below the 8. No, of course not. No, it's still grinding up beautifully on ZM. $96.28, by the way, Mayak is the resistance on ZM. 96.28. Still got about $1.50, $2.50 to go to that. Hey Gary, you watched the video? Oh, good. Yeah, I try to be. It's fairly long, and I try to be fairly specific in it. Market conditions, of course, are different all the time. So market conditions make a big difference. So if you get a trending market and you're taking those, sometimes they will work better. When you're in a choppy day, it's more difficult to get the move up or down that you're joining. But again, the high volume is really important. See these high volume candles here in ZM, white and yellow. These are all high volume candles all the way up. So ZM's trading really nicely here. Just continues to grind up. ZM, very expensive options, really wide spread. The spreads are wide on these, on ZM. Again, trading at 94.26, 92s at 290 by 370 in the monies. 91s 335 by 425. These are very expensive. And out of the monies are fairly expensive too. The 95s, which is about 80 cents away, 172 by 192.
Members on this GME GameStop on this volume pop. Burry is posting a bullish piece on GameStop on his Substack. That's on this GME.
ZM still moving up and still on high volume. Very expensive, these things. The $95 calls, which is would be a slightly out of the money call, 173 by $2 right now. 173 by $2. The 93 calls, which are in the money, by about $1.30, are trading 277 by 305. There's about 2,000 contracts gone off on those, so there's some volume in the 93s. But the 95s, if I was going to take it for an UMCAT trade, I would take the 95s. Still 180 by 199 right now. With resistance on ZM up at 96.28, 96.28. So about $2 to the upside on it. And ZM still going here. Good volume on ZM. Still good volume pushing the stock. I did take some of the 95s. I paid $1.88 for them. But again, these are got to be careful with these ZoomCat trades today because the market's not really doing much. This is a pretty nice setup here on Zoom, though. You see the white candles telling us we got high volume driving it up here. Again, I took the Zoom. I took the Zoom $95 calls. Paid $1.88 for them. I got a sell order in for $2.38. I don't know if it'll get that high or not for $2.38, but right now trading at $2.03. Intel trading at $2.21, just about what we paid for it. Let's pull back a little bit. Intel right there. Pulled down hard this morning, bounced back up right to the VWAP, volume weighted average price, pulling back down below there right now. So we're short Intel. I'm long Zoom. We'll see if it continues. It's still getting high volume here. Again, when you get a yellow candle like this, even though that's a high, it looks like a bearish high volume candle. It's really not because it just happens to be below the previous candle's high. But then it turned right white again. So this is a high volume bullish setup right now. Again, I'm in the Zoom at 188. I've got a sell order at 238. 238. So that'd be about $50 profit per contract. If it gets there right now, it's trading at 204. It's been kind of widening the spreads back and forth. It's 188 by 220 right now, so the spreads are pretty wide on this Zoom ZM. 206 by 220 now. And this stock can move. It's up $8 today. It has an ATR of about $3, so it's up pretty hard today. It's been running really, really hard on Zoom. Really a lot of volume for this stock. It's traded today. Average is 2.8 million shares a day. It's already traded 3.5 billion shares, and it's not even 12 o'clock yet. Again, I'm still in Zoom. I'm still pushing up there. It's got a standard deviation line right here. We'll see if we run into it. It's trading at 207 by 220 right now. Again, I got 238 in there. I want to see if this momentum continues or not. Okay, I took my ZM off. I took off. I got out at 218. I don't like this little bit of hesitation here. It may keep on going, but I'm out of it. I took $30 a contract on that thing. So that was actually a pretty nice trade. It's about 15% profit. But I'm out of ZM. Again, the standard deviation line likely to offer some little bit of some resistance, but again, it's run up an awful long way, and it does seem to be losing a little bit of momentum here. That's enough for me. Again, I got a decent profit, as I said in the video. On these trades, if you're trading UMCAT trades and you're out of the money on them, you have to pretty much be ready to take profits as soon as the momentum starts to fade. Now, I don't even know that it's faded yet because this is still just one candle, but we haven't seen too many of these. We saw one back here, but and I have a 15% profit, so I'm going to take it. All right. Morning, YouTube folks. Been up and running here for a bit. Good morning, market's been pretty strong today on the SPY and the Qs, not the IWM, not the Russell 2000. SPY up pretty nicely this morning. Some nice little gap up here. Some strong white candles telling us we've got high volume moving sideways along the VWAP, volume weighted average price right there. But been moving pretty much just sideways here for the last hour and a half or so. Not really much to help any stock that you have move up. CAG is an interesting one. It's pulled back just a bit. Again, we're short Intel. We're short Intel right there. Moved up to the VWAP right there to the pink line, rolled over, starting to roll over again. Daily chart on this is very weak. So I like this as a short. We took a short. We'll see what it does. This is the daily chart. See a big move up last week. Gap down really weak here on Friday, and then it's continuing on down today. Market in turn, notice the right here, the current time frame momentum is weak and getting weaker. And it's got relative weakness to the market, of course. The market's moving up and it's moving down. Again, I'm out of Zoom, out of ZM for a nice profit. I get in at 188 and I get out at 215. So about $30 a contract.
Members watching this silver up 12, almost 13% on the day, hitting $115. That's silver at the highs.
Silver ripping higher again here. New all-time high in silver, up 11, almost 12% on silver today. Most of it was in the gap this morning, but it gapped up this morning to about $100 bucks, and it's 103 now on silver on this SLV. Gold also making a new all-time high, GLD. Precious metals getting a lot of action here. FCX, Freeport-McMoRan up this morning, about 4%. That's copper. SPY moving up. Again, I'm on a Zoom. Again, this would be a reason to be out. Notice the yellow candle to the downside. That's high volume, bearish, and then we got a red candle coming right down to the 8. Now it could bounce right off of here, but again, I took my profits already. I'm out of this trade. But it could bounce right off this 8. That's what it's been doing all morning. And this, if it bounces off here, this is probably a reasonable level for an entry here if you want it to keep on going up and take advantage of it. You just have to be aware that there's got resistance at 96.28, 96.28. So about $2 higher than here. If it bounces off this, we'll see. Again, I'm out of it. GameStop moving up pretty strong today. Michael Burry is buying it. He's been buying it. GME. Michael Burry, who you know was the big short guy back in 2008, said he's been buying the stock. Stock's up this morning about 7.5% on GME. There's that move right there. This is when it was noted. This is when it was posted, and there's a little move in GME. Big volume coming in here. Just be aware of the fact when he posted he's long this thing and been buying shares. He's been in it for a bit, and you have to be careful because a lot of times they'll say that, and then they'll take profits after the stock moves up a bit more, and get a bunch of people to get in there, and then out they go. I don't know that that's what he's doing, but just have to be aware of that. All right, questions here. Maxim, DOCN, suitable for an UMCAT, DOCN. It's a nice set. The chart is really nice on this 5-minute chart. And the thing that you gotta be a little cautious of as far as I think if I was going to trade this, I'd trade in the money on it. I trade in the money because this is really pretty choppy. So I like the setup. Daily chart looks really nice on DigitalOcean's, but I don't think I'd UMCAT to trade this. I would think I would use I'd use an in the money, and I probably would go out a couple of weeks on it as a swing type trade. It's actually pretty nice. It's somewhat extended this morning, just a little bit. The 8's at 54.39. The stock's at 60.33, so about $6 extended with an ATR of about 320. So it's almost 2 ATRs extended. So I'd be quite cautious on that. I don't think I would take an UMCAT on it though. It's been too much compression here. And you notice we get a couple of high volume candles in here, but not this one is not. Hey Jarek, Roku bouncing off the 50-day and 8 today. Thank you, Roku. Yeah, it's this Roku right here. There's your 8 right there, and there's your 15. It just bounced off the 50-day here, went all the way down to the 100-day here, the white line. That was the last week. Bounced up to but it's not gotten through this 15 yet. It's trying to get through the 15. Has not gotten through there yet, and you still got the 8 below the 15. So be cautious. You're trying to catch it earlier, which may work. I mean, it may work. You got room up here to 111, but you want to make sure it closes above this orange line today. That's the 15 EMA. That's it. What's it at? 107.18. You want to see it stay above 107.18 if you're going to stay in the trade. I just don't like all this compression and not a lot of stacking candles here. And again, I'm out of the ZM. That worked nicely. And again, it came right back to the 8. Hasn't really bounced a lot yet. Still short Intel, which is just meandering around here with the market. Market's just drifting here, trying to pop a little bit. Maxim, you took 10% on DOCN. Good job on an uncap trade. Ramkumar, I saw you mentioned Rocket Labs holding the 15, but the 15 is dropped low. Yeah, it's trying to hold the 15. You know, listen, when I'm looking at a daily chart on something like this, am I going to panic out over because it's below the 15 here on a 5-minute chart or in a daily chart this time of day? I'm not. I'm going to want to see what this does. See the bottom right there, and you've got a lot of support levels here. That's a pretty big support level right there, 74.55. I'm going to give this stock some time. I mean, this thing can move quite a lot, but what you're doing is you're looking at a stock and a 5-minute chart where it is right now, and extrapolating out the fact that it's not going to hold the 15 today. It's way too early to say that. Hey, Shy, he bought it back at 21 when the whole thing started. He- Um, you talking about DOCN? Oh, GameStop, Bury, yeah. Okay. Yeah, back in 21 when it first started. Yeah, that was last week. I can see where that was, yeah. Still moving up here. But the blurb I saw it was today. I don't know whether that was a repost from last week or not. I mean, I'm not going to touch it, so. Still looking for Intel to pull back. Spy with a little push up here now. DOCN, yeah, that was a good exit on DOCN. Still waiting to see if we get Intel to pull back. Zoom's still holding the 8 here. About 12:11 right now. Yeah, not touching Zoom again. It's trying to hit the 8. We did get a high volume candle here, but I took my profits in this. I'm probably not going to take it again. Still waiting to see Intel is starting to pull back a little bit. CAG that we talked about earlier, starting to move up again. Again, the $18 calls on this expiring this week are 5 cents. So, I mean, it's a decent risk reward if it happens to continue to move. The daily chart on CAG is pretty good. I mean, I like it because it's above the 100-day moving average right there, the blue line. See this nice move up here? So it could keep going. Looking for high volume resistance level on this right there. 1805. So that's going to be some. There's going to be some resistance right there in this one, which corresponds to the top of that candle and the bottom of that candle as well. So again, but again, if it gets to 1805, I'll probably. I took some calls for 5 cents. If it gets up to 1805, they'll probably be worth at least a dime. So they'll at least double on something like that. I'll be watching for that 1805 level. DOCN, pull back right to the 8, and zoom right to the 8. And just watching Intel. It's a little weak to the market here. Core weave not doing too much, just moving sideways. Hey, Shy. Massive garbage market for futures. Yeah, even the metals aren't that clean. I noticed that this morning. I mean, they're up all-time highs, but they're not exactly trading smoothly here. Silver's looking pretty good right now, just trading right along the 8 exponential moving average. But these things are up an awful lot. But SLV, very smooth chart today. Very nice grind. You see this gap up here this morning. Big gap up, just kind of moving up on high volume back there. Not getting high volumes right now, but it's pushing higher. These precious metals are just extremely strong. I mean, there's a lot of money going into metals basically for protection from the market right now.
NHL halted news pending.
It's fine. It's card number 1, and that is
Silver's still pushing up. Notice these aren't really high volume candles like we had earlier today, but it is moving up pretty strongly.
Oh no, it's Fruit Loops. It's Fruit Loops is on the front. Yeah. You are the running lead? Oh, okay. Who am I speaking to? Okay, so at the end of the hours, we have 4 cards, and they have a big video screen on them. They play about the product and the card. And this particular one has Cool Grapes cereal on it, and it's just a matter
Silver's still moving up.
to see if
Pretty nice chart on silver today.
it's been
5-minute chart, really, really nice as it moves right along. Notice it hasn't fallen, it fell below the 8, touched the 15 and bounced. It just has not fallen below there. Pretty nice move in silver right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is.
GLD, is much more volatile than silver right now. HL, by the way, I think it's been halted. Yeah, news pending on HL.
On ZM, see a little volume being mentioned positive on CNBC. Says Joe Terranova buys more Zoom.
A little bit of comment on ZM. Somebody on CNB says they're buying it. Still big volume in Zoom. Still moving up again. Again, right off that 8 was a nice level. Again, if you're entering as a SPY super system type trade, or even as a swing trade, this is a good entries when it comes off the 8 and bounces, especially with big volume like that. The silver also moving up, not big volume, but not high volume candles, but very, very good move in this thing. Silver's still going. Nice little trade there off that 8. Again, I'm not taking Zoom again, but that was a nice entry right down here. As it pulled back slightly, notice it come down to the 8, high volume to the 8, and then bounced off with high volume heading back up again. And you can make decent money just on that little bounce right there. Silver, a nice move there. Harry, DRMA, a biotech moving up quickly. Not sure if it's a Momo. DRMA. Let's see if I've got anything on it. It's got 3.4 million shares traded today. It's got a float of only 89,000. Definitely a low float, high volume Momo trade right here in DRMA. Again, you got to be very cautious with these things. Again, you got to be able to read price action on these to try not to chase and catch it on the top.
Thank you very much for doing that. Very appreciate it.
SPY moving just up, popped up a little bit, moving sideways. That's the high of the day right there on the SPY, 693.71. Again, we're still about $3 away from the all-time high. Q's also put in a high today for the day, right there at 627.61. IWM not doing well at all. The Russell 2000 is not doing well. Most of the money's going into precious metals first of all. Some of the banks are getting a little bit of a bounce today. Goldman Sachs up. They're coming off very big lows from last week. Nvidia this morning just kind of drifting around. Most of the semis are just kind of drifting around. ASML with a decent day though. AMD down 2.5%. Again, we're in Intel short right now, down today 5.5%. All right. CX moved up nicely, pulling back again. I'm out of Zoom. Zoom was a nice one. I made some quick money on Zoom. It's still going though. I made some decent. I made some money. I lost some money this morning on Barrick, 3 cents. That wasn't too bad. I'm still in CoreWeave. I'm going to give that a little bit more time on CoreWeave. And again, I'm watching Rocket Lab on the daily chart to see what it does. It's kind of trying to hold a 15. We'll see if it does today or not. Hey Mike, BAH was a nice short. BAH, thank you. Booz Allen. Yeah, coming down pretty nice all day, down almost 12% right now, BAH. Phew, that's an ugly candle right there on the daily on BAH. Very ugly candle. Five-minute on it. Some decent volume. There's a few high volume candles in here, not an awful lot. Can I show the super system on the die? Wondering if it has momentum. Shifted to DIA. I get a. I don't know if that comes up on DIA here or not. The diamond. Yeah, there it is, Dow Jones. There it is, right there. Momentum is. Its momentum is shifted to the upside. You can see that it's gone from yellow, from red to blue to green right here. The momentum indicator is actually pretty high on this thing. Nice move up this morning in it. The Dow. 30 stocks. I don't know. I mean, I typically don't trade the Dow, but it is showing a little bit of a momentum increase. I think a bounce off the 8 would probably be good entry if it gets there.
Hypothetical announces sale of Casa Berardi for up to $593 billion. That's on HL.
Shy. IWM seems to be trying to form a base. You don't trust it. We can say that for the whole market right now. This is the IWM right here. It was outperforming this market last week. It actually put in a new all-time high right here, and then it really crapped out on Friday, right to the 8. And today we're just holding right, trying to hold the 8. If it's going to be a bottom, I don't have any idea. Well, 12:25 here. SPY still trying to creep up. Very tentative. And Zoom moving up again. Again, silver pulled right, big high volume bearish candle right there, right to the 8 though. Apple with a nice move up this morning. It's been very bearish. They do have earnings coming up on the 29th this week. Again, the Fed is on Wednesday. Remember, the Fed's on Wednesday, so market's going to slow down a little bit probably on Wednesday. Might even tomorrow might slow down. We're waiting to see what the Fed does. The assumption is they're not going to raise rates or cut rates this time. Not going to cut rates at all. What they say about the future is what's going to drive the market on this Fed meeting on Wednesday. Apple has earnings again on the 29th. Microsoft on the 28th. So there's a lot of big tech earnings coming in at the same time we have an FOMC this week. So there's potential for some fairly decent volatility. Still going up on volume. ZM. Apple. Nice gap up, but I don't know. It does have earnings this week. It took some profits in DRMA, but leaving some on. Shares, I'm assuming, Harry. Yep. So you got to trade these things shares, and again, you've got to be able to read price action on these things. And again, chasing it, it's always risky. You got to remember the people who come in here just this morning at 280, 293 bucks, and they're watching this run up like this, they're going to get antsy. Think of yourself if you were in this trade at 290 or $3, and it's up over 4, and you see it start to pull back from 430 to 415. You may say, okay, I've got my profits. I'm stepping out, and then you've got to just kind of got to judge what it does. This is big volume on this thing here right now. These are support resistance levels, Ariana, if you're trading it. 422, 453, then the 200-day. Flattening out again, silver flattening out a little bit. You see them again with these things. If you're in uncut trades on these things, as soon as you get a little bit of momentum starts to fade, you got to take them. If you're in the out of the money calls or the out of the money puts, they fade, they deteriorate really quickly. If you're in the money, you can give them a little bit more time, but not out of the monies. And I mean I made that pretty clear, I think, in the video that I did on. Or we've not doing much of anything here. Intel drifting sideways. Rocket Lab trying to bounce a little bit. Like to see it get back up above the VWAP. $12.32. Gonna take lunch in about 10-15 minutes. Barrick moved up, down, up, down, up, down. HL off of a halt now, I think. No, I think it's still halting. They're selling off part of their company. See, they're selling Casa Berardi for up to $93 million. It's HL mining company. This gain in silver, by the way, is the biggest gain since 2008. I think we probably all remember 2008 if we were in the country at the time. I remember how bad that market was there when the basically the mortgage market kind of destroyed. Housing prices collapsed. It was credit issues. Credit issues are what really hurts the market the most. Things like wars and things they don't do very little to the market, but credit problems offer a fairly big risk to the overall market, and you can see that a lot of times in the TLT as far as the bond rates are concerned. TLT comes down, interest rates going up. TLT goes up, interest rates coming down. Right now, TLT is not doing much of anything, just moving sideways. Silver still trying to move up a little bit. Silver's still looking pretty good. I don't know how high silver's going to go. It's up almost 13% today. This is a huge run in silver. I mean, this stock, if you go back to December, the stock was trading at about $52. It's up 100% in 2 months. You know, obviously they're extended from the 8 by a lot. Market internals are coming up pretty nicely right now. Market internals showing us right here that we're green and moving up nicely.
Members watching CAT Caterpillar will be buying pop the highs.
All right, I'm going to get some lunch. It's about 12:47. I'm going to grab something to eat, and I'll be back to watch the market while I'm trying to have some lunch. Again, thanks everybody from YouTube today. Appreciate you being in the room and watching the broadcast. Again, if you're interested in the software, right here, Spy Super System software, or the room and the alert service, just go to rightlinetrading.com, and you can get all the info there you need, or you can call Rory at Rightline. He's at 786-732-4656. Or you can just send an email to support@rightlinetrading.com. All right, everybody, thanks very much for being here today. I appreciate it. We'll be back around 11:30 tomorrow on Tuesday. Have a great afternoon. Trade well.